So what's happening is that in the stratosphere, which is about 30 kilometers from the ground, so pretty high up over Antarctica.
Antarctica, the world's coldest and most remote continent, has long been considered a frozen wasteland, a vast white desert untouched by human hands. For centuries, scientists believed its thick ice sheets, stretching for kilometers, preserve a history of the planet's climate and ancient life, but little else. That perception has recently been challenged by a groundbreaking discovery. Beneath more than 2 kilometers of ice lies a structure that is approximately 12,000 years old. Hidden for millennia under layers of snow and ice, this formation has astonished researchers across the globe, as it seems to exhibit precise geometric patterns, straight lines, and corridors that are unlikely to be natural. The discovery has forced scientists to reconsider everything they thought they knew about Antarctica, including its past climate, the possibility of early civilizations, and the mysteries that might still lie buried beneath its frozen surface. The initial findings came from advanced radar scans, part of a project by the British Antarctic Survey in collaboration with universities in California and Norway. Using ground-penetrating radar, scientists were examining ice flow and thickness, but were stunned when the devices detected shapes that were perfectly aligned, far too deliberate to be caused by random natural processes. These signals suggested walls, corridors, or chambers extending hundreds of meters in a flat, symmetrical layout. To confirm the findings, researchers employed seismic sensors, satellite instruments, and gravity readings, all of which verified the presence of a dense structure under the ice. The combination of technologies provided a clear picture. There was something solid beneath the ice, not simply distorted rock or ice layers. Even the surrounding ice exhibited unusual properties, with larger, uniform crystals forming near the structure, possibly hinting that the area had been slightly warmed in the past, an observation that added to the mystery. The dating of the surrounding ice layers indicated that the object had been buried around 12,000 years ago, a period of major climate change at the end of the last ice age. This timeline is significant because it challenges long-held assumptions about human migration and early civilization. Could humans or some intelligent species have once reached Antarctica when the continent's climate was far more hospitable? The discovery beneath Antarctica prompted an intense investigation. Researchers set up field camps in some of the harshest conditions imaginable, surrounded by a world of endless white silence. They deployed instruments to map the ice in multiple layers, ensuring that every detail was carefully measured and verified. Ground-penetrating radar, seismic waves, and satellite-based imaging were repeatedly tested to eliminate the possibility of errors caused by ice pressure, trapped air bubbles, or shifts in the terrain. Each test reinforced the reality of the structure, showing sharp corners, straight corridors, and repeating geometric shapes that suggested deliberate construction. At first, scientists were cautious, acknowledging that nature can sometimes create formations that appear artificial. Glacier movement, tectonic shifts, and frozen volcanic activity can produce surprisingly regular shapes, but the scale and precision of this formation seem to defy natural explanation. The structure's layout, extending hundreds of meters in multiple directions, resembled a network of walls or chambers, lying flat on a base that reflected radar waves differently from the surrounding ice. Gravity readings suggested that the material beneath was denser than ice, possibly solid stone or compacted sediment. To further investigate, the team drilled shallow ice cores around the site, analyzing trapped gases and isotopes to determine the age of each layer. These studies consistently indicated an age of about 12,000 years, corresponding to the end of the Younger Dryas, a sudden warming period that followed the last ice age. While no artifact have yet been recovered, the formation's geometric precision prompted theories that it could have been shaped by an intelligent species. Some researchers speculated that humans, or a human-like civilization, could have traveled to Antarctica during this period when parts of the continent were potentially ice-free. Others considered the possibility of a species now extinct, capable of building complex structures in a hostile environment. Scientists also considered hybrid explanations, suggesting that natural formations may have been modified by intelligent beings. The combination of natural and artificial processes is not impossible, especially if a landmass that is now buried under kilometers of ice was once exposed. Even the most conservative scientists admitted that the formation was unusual and worthy of further study. While much of the research remains preliminary, The discovery has already generated debates among archaeologists, geologists, and historians worldwide. The fact that this structure remained hidden for 12,000 years only adds to its allure, hinting at ancient landscapes that have been erased from view by glaciers and ice sheets. The most exciting aspect of this discovery is the wide range of theories about the structure's origin. The first hypothesis, known as the civilization theory, proposes that humans or a human-like species may have reached Antarctica during a period when it was warmer and partially ice-free. Evidence from northern regions, such as Siberia, Greenland, and Alaska shows that prehistoric humans were capable of surviving harsh, icy environments. They built shelters, hunted, and even established semi-permanent settlements in regions far colder than a partially habitable Antarctica might have been. If humans could thrive in the extreme north, it is conceivable that small groups could have reached the southernmost continent using exposed land bridges or early seafaring skills. Proponents of this theory point to the precise angles and repeating patterns observed in the radar scans as evidence of intelligent design. The second hypothesis, sometimes called the non-human intelligence theory, is more speculative. It suggests that the formation might have been created by a species unknown to science, perhaps a long-extinct intelligent species that existed before recorded history. While there is no direct evidence of such beings, the precision and scale of the structure make this an idea difficult to dismiss entirely. Then there is the natural formation hypothesis, favored by many geologists, which suggests that the structure is a product of geological processes. Over millions of years, ice pressure, tectonic movements, and the freezing of volcanic materials can create surprisingly regular patterns. Some argue that the observed straight lines and angles could result from fractures in bedrock or the slow compression of ice over uneven terrain. Finally, hybrid theories attempt to reconcile both science and speculation. These suggest that the base of the structure may have formed naturally, perhaps as a rock outcrop or impact crater, which was later used or modified by ancient humans or other intelligent beings. Each theory has strengths and weaknesses, but none has yet fully explained the anomaly. The mystery continues to captivate scientists and the public alike, sparking debates about the limits of human knowledge and the hidden histories of our planet. If humans could thrive in the extreme north, it is conceivable that small groups could have reached the southernmost continent using exposed land bridges or early seafaring skills. Proponents of this theory point to the precise angles and repeating patterns observed in the radar scans as evidence of intelligent design. The second hypothesis, sometimes called the non-human intelligence theory, is more speculative. It suggests that the formation might have been created by a species unknown to science, perhaps a long-extinct intelligent species that existed before recorded history. While there is no direct evidence of such beings, the precision and scale of the structure make this an idea difficult to dismiss entirely. Then there is a natural formation hypothesis, favored by many geologists, which suggests that the structure is a product of geological processes. Over millions of years, ice pressure, tectonic movements, and the freezing of volcanic materials can create surprisingly regular patterns. Some argue that the observed straight lines and angles could result from fractures in bedrock or the slow compression of ice over uneven terrain. Finally, hybrid theories attempt to reconcile both science and speculation. These suggest that the base of the structure may have formed naturally, perhaps as a rock outcrop or impact crater, which was later used or modified by ancient humans or other intelligent beings. Each theory has strengths and weaknesses, but none has yet fully explained the anomaly. The mystery continues to captivate scientists and the public alike, sparking debates about the limits of human knowledge and the hidden histories of our planet age. Yet, this discovery could suggest that early humans, or at least human-like species, traveled to regions once thought inaccessible. It raises questions about the technologies, survival strategies, and motivations that may have allowed these pioneers to reach such a remote and extreme environment. Additionally, the existence of such a structure implies that Antarctica was far warmer and more habitable than previously believed, at least temporarily. It would provide evidence that humans or other intelligent species may have interacted with landscapes now buried under kilometers of ice. This could also shed light on the rapid climate changes at the end of the Younger Dryas, explaining how rising temperatures and sea levels affected settlements worldwide. Archaeologists might need to reconsider migration patterns, trade routes, and even the timeline of civilization itself. The discovery challenges the long-held assumption that human development was confined to tropical and temperate zones. It suggests that intelligence and adaptability could have been tested in extreme environments long before recorded history began. While the discovery is thrilling, it also presents significant scientific challenges. The Antarctic environment is one of the harshest on Earth, making fieldwork difficult, dangerous, and expensive. The extreme cold, storms, and remote location limit how much exploration can be done in a single season. Drilling through kilometers of ice to reach the structure would require specialized equipment, and retrieving artifacts, if they exist, would be a painstaking process. Additionally, the interpretations of radar and seismic data are not straightforward. Ice movement, density variations, and subglacial water can all distort readings, which means that every conclusion must be carefully tested and independently verified. International collaboration will be crucial, as researchers from multiple countries bring different expertise and perspectives. The future may involve more detailed radar surveys, remote-operated drills, and perhaps even autonomous underwater or ice-penetrating robots capable of mapping the structure in 3 dimensions. Each step will require meticulous planning and funding, but the potential payoff, a deeper understanding of early human history, Antarctica's climate, and the secrets buried beneath the ice, is enormous. Ultimately, the 12,000-year-old structure beneath Antarctica remains a mystery. Despite the sophisticated technology used to detect it, no artifacts have been recovered, no signs of tools, human remains, or settlements have been found, and no definitive explanation has emerged. Yet, the very existence of such a formation challenges our assumptions about the Earth and its history. Could it have been built by humans, a lost intelligent species, or shaped entirely by natural forces? Each possibility opens new doors of inquiry, sparking imagination and scientific curiosity alike. Beyond the technical details, this discovery reminds us of how little we truly know about our planet. Even in the most extreme and seemingly empty places, history can remain hidden, waiting for modern technology and human curiosity to uncover it. Antarctica, long thought to be a static, frozen desert, may hold clues to ancient climates, civilizations, and life forms that have been erased from memory. As research continues, the world watches with anticipation, knowing that what lies beneath the ice could rewrite what we know about human history and our planet's dynamic past. Antarctica is often imagined as an eternal ice desert, frozen and inhospitable, stretching endlessly under a pale sun. For centuries, scientists assumed the continent was a static, lifeless region, preserving record of climate and ice movements, but hiding no secrets of human history. That perception is now being challenged by an extraordinary discovery. Beneath over 2 kilometers of ice lies a structure estimated to be around 12,000 years old. This finding is unprecedented, suggesting that either humans or some intelligent species may have reached and possibly settled Antarctica during the end of the last ice age. The structure's straight lines, geometric patterns, and symmetrical corridors defy natural explanation in their scale and precision. The British Antarctic Survey, working alongside universities from California and Norway, first detected the anomaly during routine ice flow studies using state-of-the-art ground-penetrating radar. What appeared at first to be random echoes soon revealed an unmistakable pattern, prompting immediate verification using seismic sensors, satellite imaging, and gravity measurements. Each method confirmed the existence of a dense, solid structure buried beneath layers of ice 2 kilometers thick. The ice itself showed unusual features near the site, with larger, more uniform crystals suggesting that heat may have been present at some point, possibly from the buried structure itself. The dating of surrounding ice layers points to roughly 12,000 years ago, coinciding with the Younger Dryas, a brief period of sudden warming at the end of the last ice age. The discovery process was anything but simple. Antarctica is one of the harshest environments on Earth, with sub-zero temperatures, frequent blizzards, and near-complete isolation. Researchers had to carry heavy, sensitive instruments over uneven ice, set up temporary camps in extreme cold, and repeatedly calibrate their devices to account for environmental distortions. Radar pulses had to penetrate kilometers of ice, which meant accounting for density variations, trapped air bubbles, and shifts in ice layers that could distort signals. Even small errors could create false impressions of shapes that weren't really there. Yet, repeated scans confirmed something unusual. straight edges, repeated angles, and a massive network of corridors and chambers lying flat beneath the ice. Gravity readings indicate the material was far denser than ice or compacted snow, suggesting stone or heavy sediment. Isotope analyses of nearby ice cores revealed a timeline placing the structure's burial around 12,000 years ago. This was a remarkable period in Earth's climate history. Ice sheets were retreating, sea levels were rising, and land bridges connecting continents were disappearing. The context raises tantalizing questions. Could humans or human-like species have ventured south during this time, exploring regions previously thought inaccessible? Could Antarctica, long assumed lifeless and frozen, have once been warmer and partially habitable? Faced with such extraordinary findings, scientists have explored multiple explanations. The first and most conventional is the natural formation hypothesis. Antarctica is home to volcanic activity, tectonic shifts, and massive ice movements that can sometimes create seemingly artificial patterns. Ice pressure, bedrock fractures, or frozen lava flows could theoretically form straight lines and repeating angles. However, the scale, clarity, and consistency of this formation make purely natural explanations difficult to accept. Some geologists propose hybrid explanations. The base of the structure could have been a natural rock outcrop, perhaps shaped by an impact crater or a frozen volcanic intrusion, which was later modified by intelligent beings. This allows for a combination of geological and human influence, a theory increasingly discussed among researchers. The most captivating possibility, however, is that humans or some intelligent species built or modified the structure thousands of years ago. If true, it would dramatically expand our understanding of early human capabilities. Evidence from northern ice-covered regions, such as Siberia, Greenland, and Alaska, demonstrates that humans were capable of surviving extreme cold thousands of years ago. They built shelters, hunted across ice plains, and even established temporary settlements in regions far harsher than Antarctica might have been at the time. Could similar groups have traveled south, using exposed land bridges or early seafaring technology? The geometric precision of the structure hints at deliberate design, reminiscent of ancient architectural techniques seen elsewhere